As the COVID situation in New South Wales is in a good and steady place, you've noticed that we've changed our tone recently when it comes to worship in Sunday services. Now, previously we'd opened up our building, but it advised people to preferably stay at home. But now we want to be slowly encouraging people to come back. The emphasis is on slowly. The reality is that we can't have more than about 80 people in the hall and the mezzanine with the present restrictions, and we know that our membership is far larger than that. Now, the elders and the pastors are working on how we might organise our ministries so that everyone can safely attend our services in person if they want to, and your ongoing prayers and feedback are much appreciated. Now, in light of these things, we would like to especially want to encourage a particular kind of person to come back. So, if you are a person who's been struggling with feeling left out, or you feel disengaged or lonely, or if you know someone who feels this way, then we would love to see you return to worship with us in person. If you are someone who is fed up with computer screens, or if you just find it really hard to concentrate during a live stream, then we invite you to consider coming into the building. Now, there are a few things that need to be said if you are considering worshipping in person in the building. First of all, it's not a magical fix. However you might be feeling or whatever you might be thinking about worshipping in person, it will not make everything suddenly better. Now, it's true, there are many ways in which worshipping in person is a better experience, but in other ways, it might fall short. Worship in person in the year 2020 is different than what it was before. It's awkward. Now, some people choose to wear masks and others don't. No one in the congregation is allowed to sing. Everyone's either seated by themselves or just with their families. Now, frankly, if you see this and you experience this, you just might find the whole experience to turn out to be, well, a bit underwhelming. But with all that said, the chapel still is a dedicated sacred space, and it might mean a lot to you if you don't have that kind of sacred, dedicated space in your own home. I know that I and my family know exactly what this feels like. We've been usually joining the service while seated at the dining table. And so just being able to return to a dedicated worship space can do a lot to help us to focus on the word and on worship. It also helps a lot with discipline. Committing to come in person means that we need to wake up, dress up, come in on time. It also helps us to participate in the service because we're engaging with people rather than just a screen. And we are engaging with more of our bodies, even in simple things like standing and sitting. But whether or not we choose to walk in or we choose to log in, it's good to be reminded that Sunday worship is not a show. When we see people on stage or on camera, they're not there to put on a show for us to watch and be entertained. But we are here for worship, and we do that together, whether we're on stage or not, whether we are in person or online. None of us are here to spectate, but all of us are here to serve, because the worship of God must always come with an offering. Worship obliges us to give up something of ourselves, whether it be offering up songs or prayers, devotion or obedience, both during the formal part of the service and in conversations afterwards. We must all expect to come to Sunday services expecting to serve God and His people in these kinds of ways. And each of us need to work out how we might better do these things, whether in person or online. I'm Pastor Jose. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.